Hey guys, hope you're having a great week. Wanted to bring you up to speed on the ELT meeting that we had yesterday and talk about four different items that we covered. The first item had to do with our COVID posture. As you know, we've changed that several weeks ago in response to the uptick in the numbers. We're kind of now seeing maybe the backside of those numbers. And so looking to maybe make another change in our posture with masks and with seating and with small groups, maybe in the next couple of weeks. So we're not firm on that and are wanting you to pray about that and provide your input. But that's kind of the thought process right now, is to maybe get through a week plus past inauguration to see what the new administration may have as a stance or announcements about a national mask mandate, and also get us to or about to the February 1st date, which is when Michigan may be loosening up. We'll see if it gets extended. So, but between now and then, we are looking to maybe soften the stance on some of the mask type stuff for the young kids. But for an adult population, another couple of weeks before we look to change some of that. The second thing is kind of the AVL production type stuff. Think stage cameras and lighting and fog machine and that sort of thing. It's always this balance that I know Nathan and Pete and their teams are trying to find with what is excellent, what is aesthetically appealing, what is enhancing the worship experience, what's good for online, what's good for in-person. And a couple of years ago, we didn't have to look for that balance because our online presence was basically nil, but now it's pretty significant. A couple thousand people every Sunday are tuning in. And so trying to find the right balance to strike with all of that. I think that we talked some in the ELT about maybe right now we have kind of capped out where we want to be with some of that, and maybe we even need to back it off a little bit so as to allow the online experience to still be excellent, but not to become, not to get to a spot where it's driving the experience in person that could become distracting for the people that are there in person. So again, welcome your thoughts, prayers, input, feedback on that. The third thing to kind of talk about is just an update overview from our slingshot meeting with Brian from last week. You were certainly all a part of that, some on Tuesday night. And I think some of what we came away with Wednesday, we met again Wednesday morning, were that there are several big areas that we are focused on this year. It's just, we got these big rocks that are kind of out there, and you think of Be the Church, or you think of possible sites, campuses. You think about even resetting, recasting, relaunching in a kind of a post-COVID world, and growing into our growth with all of the people that have come to the church in the last year. So any one of those items could probably give us more than we need for this year. But we've got 4 of those or 5 of those. And so I think it's almost overwhelming to realize how much God is giving us to steward. And we just have to trust Him to guide our path in some of the organizational structure, in some of the new hires that we need to make in order to manage some of that growth and seize some of that opportunity. So the fourth area that kind of bleeds into then is this org chart, and we did wrestle some with that with Brian from Slingshot. Didn't really end up at a spot Wednesday noon where we were settled in it, and so we've been mulling that over more since. I think that is starting to take shape, but we're going to be talking some about that on Tuesday. And again, we'll want your thought, prayer, feedback on that. I think it could mean that we will want to engage Slingshot for another search process. We've got one or two of positions in what is probably going to be that second tier layer, where it's going to be a nationwide search, probably more than we have bandwidth to tackle right now. Our experience with Slingshot was very good. They found Scott. And so that may be something that we want to look at doing again this year. It would be at a discounted rate because of having already used them once. So those are the areas that kind of give you a snapshot of what we talked about yesterday. Covet your prayers, your thought on all of those, and look forward to worshiping with you this weekend and seeing you on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week. Talk to you soon.